everyone, welcome to Somnium Space metaverse. Welcome to my parcel here, and let's welcome our today's guest. Let's glitch it, which is just the perfect name for what is she doing as an artist. So hello, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing all right. How about you?
Doing perfect. Really happy for talking to you. I was talking to, I guess, your fellow colleague, sort of, from the similar space last week, Ahmed. I was doing some pretty cool glitch art, and yeah, I'm really interested to learn more about this field, about which I first time heard a month ago, and it's becoming more and more cool. Like more people I talk to, so there's so many different styles and ways how to go about it. So I'm really looking forward to discover what are you all about and your art. So can you tell us where are you coming from and how did you become an artist?
Yeah, sure. And Ahmed, he's doing really cool stuff with the space and the glitch art, and that's really exciting to me. Is people bring so many different new things to it. There's like new techniques discovered in glitch art every week. So that's a really exciting thing about glitch, and it's what initially drew me to glitch. About 10 or so years ago. I came from a photography background.
Mm-hmm.
I shot, concerts and events for the local paper and, the odd wedding or baby shower here and there. And I would occasionally, I found I was using Filter Forge about 10 years ago, making filters and stuff. And I made some kind of glitchy looking filters without even really knowing I didn't know anything about glitch art or anything like that. They were just fun effects that I would use on some photos, like, DJs would like it if their photos, had this electronic feel or whatever. But I actually got involved in a car wreck or two about 6 or 7 years ago. And ever since then, I've had really bad chronic pain, so I haven't really been able to do photography as much as I, used to, especially like, carrying around a big DSLR. It's really a strain on your back, especially when you're running around events trying to take pictures. So I was kind of down about that, and I'm really a creative person, and I wanted some kind of outlet. And I stumbled upon glitch art through, I think it was Reddit. I saw like a tutorial from Studio or Benjamin Berg about how you could take photos and edit them as raw data in Audacity. And that really fascinated me, and that opened up a whole new world because there's so many variations you can do there. Because you can basically do anything to a photo that you can to sound. You can use all these different, VST effects, and not only that, but there's lots of different ways you can edit the photo as sound, like different color spaces and body arrangements. So there's still probably people discovering new ways, to go about doing that. But anyway, that was a real boon for me because I was able to make art again, basically just at my computer. And for a while, I was just, glitching photos I'd already taken in a previous photography career. So I had a lot of source material to work with. And eventually I did run out of photos though, and I had to start learning, um, how to make my own source material with like 3D programs or Mandelbulb 3D or something like that. Sometimes people would send me photos, if they wanted me to glitch. And I got involved with Glitch Artists Collective too, and it's a fairly large group on Facebook. And I met a lot of people there who had shared techniques with each other, stuff we were learning, and stuff we were discovering. And it's still a fairly active group. We have a bunch of subgroups as well. There's a Glitch Artist Collective Tool Time, which is a group on Facebook. Um, Pretty much just focused on teaching people how to make glitch art. People share tutorials and techniques and tools there. And
Oh, that's pretty cool for like it's a niche area, but well, from what I'm hearing, it's quite advanced with like teachers, tools, a lot of discovered techniques, but still very new, probably, right? So for
uh, well, a lot of people, it's definitely new to a lot of people. But I'll laugh sometimes because people will call me like an OG glitch artist or something like that. But really, glitch art's been around for decades. I guess you could probably say some of the first glitch artists were from the 60s. They're working at the Experimental Television Center in New York. And you had video artists like Hank Rudolph, I think, and Dave Jones and Bill Etra, of course. He invented the Etraizer, the um yeah, it's been around for quite a while. It's definitely gotten a lot more popular in the last 10 years or so. And when I started, it was still at the point where a lot of people didn't really consider it art. It was hard to find galleries that would accept that kind of work. Pretty much all of my exhibitions up until the last year or so have been, exclusively glitch art events. And there actually are quite a few of those. Every year there's this event called Fubar in Zagreb, and it's an international glitch art festival. And but yeah, if you had told me like 5 or 6 years ago that people would be buying glitch art in mass, I would have laughed at you. But now it's one of the most popular categories, like on the Sepnook or whatever.
yeah. Well, I guess just goes very well with the idea of digital art and there's like disruptive technology, disruptive finance, or all of these things together coming with the NFT. So well, it makes a lot of
Right.
sense.
Yeah, it definitely all plays in together pretty well. And I had never heard about the trash art movement until I got into
Trash art.
NFTs. Trash art.
Ah,
I'd never heard about it until I got into NFTs, but apparently it utilizes glitch art a lot, which is really exciting to me.
cool. So, can you tell us more about your particular method of creating glitch art? You already touched it a little bit at like manipulating the photos, but sorry, can you tell us a little bit more about how it works? Maybe for people that would be interested also to going into this hot category.
Right, right. Well, like I was saying, it's a pretty you would think something like glitch art, it sounds so niche, you would have like a real specific way of going about it, but like I was saying, there's really lots of ways you can go about it, and there's probably lots of ways that we haven't discovered yet, which is I think should be exciting for a lot of artists. You don't have to be a OG glitch artist. You can come in. I'm seeing people come in to glitch art in the last year or so, discovering new techniques I never would have thought of.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
but
well,
yeah, I utilize it. I utilize a couple of different ways. Most recently, I've been circuit bending cameras and webcams. I'll go in, I'll open up the camera, the webcam, and I'll take my soldering gun and I'll solder connections on the CMOS sensors, and that creates like a psychedelic video effect, which is really fun to play with. Um, there's there's a whole branch of 3D glitch art. You can take 3D files and glitch those like in hex editors or Audacity. Mark Klink was a big pioneer in that field. I think he pretty much discovered like that you could hex edit and bend obj files, OBJ files. I uh
Oh, that's cool. So
I
you're,
took
you're
it.
like you're manipulating it like on the like code level on the lowest level. So you're not even like manipulating the bits. You are really manipulating sort of the source code. Cool.
Yeah, right. Like not in 3D programs, but just in hex editors and Audacity. And it's pretty funny. Like OBJ files, they're pretty much just like a list of coordinates. Um, Actually pretty similar to SVG vector files, like for Illustrator, but with an extra, Z plane added. But yeah, you can go in there and basically, you don't have to be like super technically minded, but you can just go and open up the OBJ file and like replace every instance of the number 31 with the number 67 or something like that. And then you'll open it up and it's got all these jaggedy spikes and stuff everywhere. And you can actually do the same with FBX animation files, which are pretty much like OBJ files, but with like linear time added, with like the animation aspects. But if anyone wants to try that, I would suggest converting to an ASCII FBX file
Hmm.
instead of binary. That way, it's actually just numbers and stuff like the coordinates instead of
Right.
computer code. Makes it a lot easier to not break. Because that's the thing with a lot of glitch art is you're trying to break it, of course, but you can break it too much, and a lot of programs won't open the file.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
And
I
Adobe's
know.
bad about that.
Really?
Adobe products in particular,
Oh.
they'd rather just spit you an error message than show you a broken file.
Yeah. I don't
I
want to
guess
deal
it's
with it.
bad PR.
Yeah. Maybe just lazy programming, just error. So I don't want to deal with it. Just don't give this to me. I will send you a link to Twitch. So if you can open it and mute the Twitch, so you would be able to see what I'm streaming, and we can talk about the particular artworks. Because I'm just looking at how is this called? Really cool.
Okay, yeah.
Inverses. It's quite nice. So I let you join. And it actually makes sense that like new people that are coming that never heard about it and maybe even don't have the experience are coming with some new ways how to do the glitch art. Because how I'm thinking about it is that they're probably bringing just a different background. So I know when I was doing the exhibition with this sound engineer, Fasibo, on Twitter, than in the real life, and he just using his like sound engineering background to create the visual of art animated ones. So he's using it to like visualize emotions, sort of, as of
Right.
so these sort of things are really people that are coming from outside has no idea what they should do, and just try something from their background sort of here, and something happens. So it makes even more sense in the glitch art where your goal is like to break something, but as you said, like not too much. So some
Right.
so far, yeah.
Um,
I'm currently at your Nunca, probably saying it wrong.
yeah, nobody knows how to pronounce it, I don't think.
Yeah, I heard people go around it and saying hen, which I like. So
Yeah, it opens the room for a lot of chicken puns at least.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
But yeah,
So
that piece was a collab with Max Capacity.
oh nice.
Um, it's actually an ongoing collab series we're doing where I'll glitch something and send to him, and then he'll glitch that and send it back to me, and we just kind of volleyball it back and forth.
That's awesome. It's like
Right. And
communication.
so this was actually right. Um, for this one, I used the last glitch you sent me as like material on the 3D object, which is that's an example of 3D FBX glitching, like I was talking about earlier,
Hmm.
where kind of weird motions and jaggedy shapes come from glitching the 3D file itself. And then at the end, it kind of does a data mosh thing. And then I loop it back around at the beginning. And I think
Cool.
it's got sound too. The sound from this is actually,
Oh, I can try to put
uh,
it up. I'm just a little bit scared that it will be too loud. So let me put the audio low and we go from. Yeah, so even the audio is glitched, right?
yeah, that's right. The audio is actually originally the Jabberjaw theme song. And I took it and I converted it to an image file, a raw image file, and opened it up in Photoshop and edited it there, which is, I guess, basically like the opposite of what I was talking about earlier,
Hmm.
where you edit the image files in Audacity, sort of reverse sonification, I guess.
So what sort
And
of
that's,
tools were you using for this one? Yeah, sorry if I just jumped into it.
well, like I said, for the reverse sonification, that would be FFmpeg I use to convert images to audio and audio to images, or just raw data. As far as the computer is concerned, raw data is raw data.
Hmm.
A WAV file is basically the same as a BMP file. It's just got a different header attached at the beginning to tell the program, is this audio, is this imagery. And then for the 3D glitching, I use a hex editor. In the hex editor will do, I use 010 hex editor by Sweetscape. It's just got some extra bells or whistles that I didn't really even utilize for this, but you might as well use it. And for the data moshing, I still use the AVI DMAX method, um, which is basically just this old video editor. You have to use like an old version of it. I use 2.5.6. And you're basically just exploiting an error it has where it doesn't like recognize, uh, it doesn't like auto correct itself when there's too many keyframes or a lack of an iframe.
Oh, this would be it would look so good on some crazy disco metaverse club. I'm just
Yeah,
like
that would be
totally,
really fun.
it totally sucked me in. So cool. Actually, it was quite funny because when you were talking, the video, the audio was a little bit buggy, so it almost like sounded that that like not the NFT but the whole stream got glitched, which was so cool. I probably make a highlight from it and post it after.
They really meta.
Yeah, it's like a totally different level to think. Like glitched interview about glitch art with let's glitch it. So many levels.
Apropos, apropos.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of different methods. If you look at one of the next pieces I have, there's black and white pieces. Those were actually created by, um, I poured harsh chemicals on magazines like National Geographic and Vanity Fair and Arizona Highways. I poured harsh chemicals on those. Of course, they don't want to load. Yeah, I poured harsh chemicals on those, and then while the inks were melting, I painted them onto each other, sort of like an analog physical print media sort of glitch art. And then those pieces below, those are ROM corruptions. You can, get video game ROMs like Super Nintendo and Game Boy Advance, and you can edit those in hex editors and stuff as well. And they have newer tools you can use, like the real-time ROM corrector, but these are all older ones where I was utilizing a hex editor.
So cool,
And then,
so cool. I think it's like it would have to be like so cool as art for like developers, and people that maybe like don't feel that they are very creative. But I think here, like combining like the general love for sort of games and just hacking the code and then getting some like cool results like this from the game, like old one or new one doesn't matter. It's even for the old ones, it looks probably even better than for the new ones. So cool.
yeah, it's definitely a way to like kind of play into nostalgia a little bit. Everybody loves Hello Kitty. Lots of people like Spider-Man. Um, it's definitely a lot of fun. It's kind of like generative art, I guess, but little dirtier.
Yeah, it's like hack art or something like that, like hacking, hackers art. Yeah, like
Exactly.
yeah, because it's like another level from I know that there was this sort of error you were using the ASCII code to create the pictures, just from the
Yeah,
letters, and even I saw
that's
even
that's got to
animations.
take a lot of patience.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So
And then
yeah, sorry,
you
continue.
can see that dancing girl there. That's actually an older one I made a few years ago. And it's actually just data motion, but see a lot of people when they do the data motion technique, they just do MPEG-4 codec or XVID. It's pretty much the default AVI codec that a lot of encoders will use. But that's actually a H.264 codec, and the lossless variant of that, and it produces different artifacts whenever you glitch it, like in the hex editor. So, like I said, there's a lot of room to explore. Because, like, if you go into FFmpeg, that encoding software I was talking about, there's like dozens of different codecs, and they all glitch differently. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, um, they should have like when it was on Tuesday this week. We were talking about using either using the paintings that are like traditional methods, like oil, acrylic, sort of things, then scanning them and using the art breeder. I don't know if you heard about it. It's like this AI tool that takes like different pictures and
Right.
learns some of the patterns and create a new picture like this AI generated art, but you are using your own artworks that can be whatever, like photographs, the paintings, so on, as a genes for that. And then picture this artist is using then the result to paint the result from the art video to actually paint it by the traditional method again. So yeah, actually when we are talking about the glitch art, it's actually quite close to that, and I'm curious if there is some like AI generated glitch art also.
Oh yeah, as long as there's new technology or um new file formats, new codecs, new methods of making art, I think there's going to be new ways to push that to its extremes and make something kind of weird and different. If you look at that picture on the right, the one below the 50s looking advertisement one, I guess. That involved a little bit of AI art where I was using art breeder, which is kind of, a cheap way to make AI art.
Mm-hmm.
I was using a few years ago before I had like a decent CPU or GPU. But on there you can go in and it has like sliders or whatever. You can go to between 2 points. But if you go in, you can actually type in numbers that are far beyond the sliders, and that would create like kind of messed up looking effects they probably didn't necessarily want you to see because they look kind of bad.
Yeah.
But that's my playground. I like to play things and make them look messed up and weird.
Yeah, yeah. Going beyond what is perceived as the limit. Really cool.
Exactly. A lot of these that you're seeing are VHS glitches
Mm-hmm.
I made a few years ago, basically just by a lot of people with the analog video art, they'll use circuit bent video mixers and stuff like that. But for these, like I said, you don't need lots of money to invest in glitch art or anything like that. For these, I was basically just, melting the videotape with a cigarette lighter and just kind of shaking the VCR around while I was recording it.
Right. Smith, right? Over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I see why it's interesting for people. Because
Yeah, and I know my page probably looks like a copy of Mentor's page sometimes because there's so much different stuff going on, but it's like I tell people my style is it gets bored very easily. It's hard for me to stick with a single technique or anything for very long because there's just so much to explore, so
hmm,
many new techniques to play with.
absolutely. Also, especially when you have the option to go into different directions. You can't actually be collecting on hand right now. But this is
Yeah,
so.
it's a bummer. I know some people are doing like auctions and stuff still. There's like ways to auction off your art on hand. But I've decided just to kind of take a break and work on some collabs and some other stuff I kind of have on the back burner. Right now, I'm actually working on kind of a collectible series. I'm making like lots of spirals. It's kind of conceptual, more conceptual glitch, I guess, just because the thought behind that was the way a lot of spiral art can kind of make your brain glitch. But I'm doing a collectible series on that. And I guess the buzzword is utility. I was gonna give it utility and let people get like a discount on future works. And
Yeah.
I actually sell circuit and bent gear, like glitch digital cameras and webcams and stuff. So I was gonna give people a discount on that if they, bought in on the collectible series.
Yeah, it's cool. How much was actually this one? Because yeah, I really like it. The inverses.
Pardon?
The inverses. How much was it? Uh,
That was actually part of the 10,000. So it was only one Tez, one
right.
Tezos. I feel like a Rick and Morty alien sometimes talking about some of these cryptocurrencies. Like this will be three blamos.
Yeah, it comes with the space. It's really cool. I think it would look awesome in some of these clubs in Somnium. There's actually quite a few, and really people are coming here with avatars like these and party with the VR headsets, and it's a lot of fun.
Right. Yeah, that's my F stuff on OpenSea. Um, the first few you saw, those are like a mix of um, digital glitch collage techniques and also the physical corruption I was talking about with the harsh chemicals. I kind of combine the two to phone effect. Um, I made that series when I was going through a really rough time, and I don't know, I guess it kind of shows it's pretty chaotic.
Hmm.
Oh, and those are Mandelbub 3D fractals that I edited in Audacity. And actually, a lot of those are like multiple fractals that I combined in different ways in Audacity. You can import like multiple files at a time, just like you can with an audio track. And there's different ways you can combine images, just like there's different ways you can combine sounds.
Yeah, I need to send this to Possible. I think he will be quite excited about this thing.
Oh
That's the
yeah,
sound
it's lots of
engineer.
fun.
Yeah.
And actually, about 5 or 6 years ago, I came up with a way to edit them. Or as far as I know, I say I came up with it. It's hard to say in glitch art because there's always so much advancement all the time. But as far as I know, I came up with a way to edit them in more advanced digital audio workspaces like Reaper and Ableton and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you can actually take like really long videos and edit them in Reaper in a way that you can actually change the effects over time. So it's really more like editing in After Effects with keyframes and stuff like that.
That's cool. Right. Yeah,
Thank
you can get to level really frame by frame sort of detail. Create almost like
Right,
some sort of symphonies, right?
right. Yeah, you can make like you don't have to, do really long projects. You can make GIFs, like looping GIFs and stuff. But I actually glitched through the entirety of the Lion King and Reaper. That was a and
Wow.
this was like 5 or 6 years ago, so it took like 2 days on my little computer. I'm sure you could do it like in a few hours now. But when you start editing video and as raw data, because like any one of these images as raw data is probably like 5 or 6 megabytes, depending on the size. But when you start editing video as raw data, even if you shrink the resolution for the Lion King to like 400 by 300 pixels, and it was still like 40 gigabytes for the entire movie. So, imagine bouncing out a 40 gigabyte audio file. Technology 5 or 6 years ago, I think it took like 2 or 3 days actually.
Oh, it's a long time. This is yeah, your collection it's going a lot of different places. Oh, this is different. Ambient.
Yeah, that's a good description. My work is this still your work?
Yeah, because I saw some of the guys they're like under it. But it's quite different than all the others.
Yeah, that was a fun piece. That's basically just using some video feedback techniques in OBS Studio combined with machine learning, AI art. I'll have to do some more of those actually. That was a pretty fun technique. I always say that though. I'll have to do some more like this. And I rush off to something new.
Yeah, I love it. That's really cool. Nice.
Thank you. Yeah, Max Capacity bought that piece. I think he's one of my biggest collectors actually. He's a sweet guy. But that was actually made with a codec I made in a codec compiler. And there's some examples of the uh, sonification used for video, like the loops and stuff.
It's really interesting. Maybe if like at this point, let's leave a little bit the art and let's talk about the NFT space. So if, you are an artist for a very long time, doing like you started with the photography, then you moved to the glitch art, and take it like you want, but you are sort of OG of the space. So how did you get to NFT space?
Uh, Let me think. Yeah, I guess it was around November of last year. My friend Jared Scott, um, he was telling me about, NFTs. I was in kind of a bad spot. I was in a not good living situation. Um, and I was kind of sharing about that on Facebook, and he was like, "Hey, look, you make all this art. You've been making it for free for years. Why don't you try selling some of it?" And I was like, "Nobody's gonna buy glitch art." He's like, "No, they will. They will. They got they got these NFT things now, and people will, they'll buy your digital art." And I was like, "Okay, it can't hurt. Might as well give it a shot. I'm posting it online anyway." And so really, it really just came from a point of desperation. I was just trying to get out of I was in a violent situation. Anyway, I don't want to get into that, but anyway, I was just trying to get out of that, and I didn't really understand the space or NFTs or anything when I started. Um, I remember when I got accepted to Maker's Place, I actually went and deleted all the photos that I uploaded there from my other social media because I thought, I didn't really understand the concept of rare digital art. I thought I thought you had to delete them in other places to upload them, to crypto art places.
Right.
So that was kind of funny, I guess.
Yeah, but who knows? Maybe people will do it. Like I don't know, like a year from now. Who knows? No one knows anything in this space. Yeah. So maybe
Yeah, it's definitely the
you were,
Wild West, huh?
yeah, maybe you were the genius. You just were too early. So happens.
This is super rare. You can't even see it anywhere. But
Yeah, exactly.
but yeah, I started making some sales, and I was able to get out of that bad situation. And I actually had to get out of it pretty quickly. So I didn't have I lost my desktop and a lot of my gear that I used to make art, and I've since been able to replace that thanks to NFTs. I actually have like a real 3D workstation now that doesn't take 3 days to render a single image. Um, because wow, that's still like that's still a big hurdle for 3D art. It takes a really long time to render anything.
Yeah, yeah, and especially now when the graphics cards are the hot commodity.
Right? Yeah, it's kind of funny. I definitely see the irony there that it was like more expensive to get a graphics card, but I was able to actually afford it because of crypto. So
Well, it's quite a journey, but yeah, I guess at the end it all worked out. So
yeah, it's definitely been a fun experience. Like I said, if you had told me 5 years ago people would be buying glitch art, I would have laughed. And it's cool now, that they will actually buy it. And it's a sought after commodity even. Um, I've sold several of those. I was able to I'd always wanted to get into circuit bending, but there's like a big risk there because you'll spend all this money on electronics that you're trying to bend, and there's a fairly high likelihood you're going to break them. So
Oh,
it was never something I felt comfortable doing. Just throwing away money on art projects like that. But thanks to NFTs, I now have that financial freedom, I guess. And because of that, I got this new way to make money by selling the actual glitch, circuit bent gear. And so that's pretty cool. Basically, I was able to, because of NFTs, I was able to turn myself into like a little factory for making tools for other people to make glitch art. At a fairly reasonable price. I know a lot of glitch camera, circuit bent gear and stuff usually costs like $500 and up whenever I've seen it. But I try to sell these for like, under $200. And so that's always been like a big, oh yeah, there's small works. There's like a movement going on right now of like small NFTs. It's pretty fun. But yeah, that's always been like one of my big focuses is trying to make glitch art more accessible to people. It was still fairly niche whenever I started, so I try to do a lot to popularize it. I actually have a lot of tutorials and tools and techniques for people to use on my blog. And that was kind of where my name came from, like let's glitch it, not I glitch it.
ah, yeah, that's cool. It's really more for the other people or together with other people, not just you. It's cool. It's cool. I haven't seen it there before. I mean, I didn't immediately get the idea, but it's a really cool one.
And yeah, it's actually one thing that kind of drew me into NFTs a little bit because they reminded me of the glitch art community a little bit because it's so open and people are everyone's trying to, not everyone, but a lot of people are trying to help each other and collaborate with each other, and help each other get ahead because no one's an island. Um, I don't feel like I'm really in competition with other glitch artists or anything because people that collect glitch art, they're gonna want to collect, lots of glitch art, not just one person's glitch art.
Oh, it's interesting point. Yeah, I had some like theories why it's in the NFT space because there's this like as you said it this different mentality that it's not the competition, the sort of the limited resources, so I need to fight for them and I need to um, if I have access I need to guard that access, while in the NFT space it's often, and as you said in the glitch art space even before, it's more like I have access, so I will share the access with other people
Exactly. Right.
because it can actually help me, which sets the motivations the other way around, which I think is pretty cool.
Right. Like, you know, you can, yeah, it's definitely multifaceted because, you want to help people just because you want to help people. You want to see other people succeed, but it also does help you in the long run, I think, because you can all lift each other up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's part of the series I'm working on with the spirals,
Yeah, I really
and I'm
hope
just kind
that
of listing those as I go.
this is cool one as well. I think there could be like some really nice selections for the nightclub. I really see it there, and
There you go.
I think it's actually a lot of that there will be need for a lot more art in the future, especially with digital spaces like this one, because suddenly it becomes like useful as you said the utility, because just by owning sort of this you can like I can use it for the wings of this avatar, put it there, and it could just animate like this, and it could be
Right.
super cool. And yeah, of course, like potentially you can just, I don't know, like copy paste it, but then, or you can have it even like NFT verified and everything. And if the platform actually verifies the ownership and somehow enforces it on the background, then it could be like really cool, and it can be used for so many cool things. Use it as a t-shirt or something on your chest. These sort of things, or on the wall. And yeah, when you invite someone in, you can tell them, okay, like, this is from this sort of artist, and you can rotate it every week to have something different and fresh. So,
Oh yeah, definitely. And I don't have it written anywhere like on my NFTs, but definitely like really cool people doing derivatives of my work when they buy it. I don't feel like I don't feel threatened by that, in any way. I think it's cool, like for people to remix stuff and um oh yeah, that piece is actually that's like a stop motion animation I made with one of my circuit bent cameras, and then I interpolated the frames with AI. And then the audio for that's another example of reverse sonification with the um, audio edited, not Photoshop. Yeah, it's really exciting thinking about all the possibilities, and I'm interested to see where it's gonna go, especially as far as like future VR, uh, video games, stuff like that. Because VR right now, it still seems like mostly kind of, I don't know, it's still in the early stages and
yeah.
inaccessible to a lot of people. But I think, another 20 years, everybody's going to be in these VR spaces. And, I think right now we kind of have the opportunity to lay the groundwork for a lot of the visual culture that's going to spring up from that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I can imagine even because then if you go to virtual space, then you could actually have some sort of like glitch filter. So it wouldn't be for the art, but you would be looking at the world through the filter. That would be what you create, like this manipulation in some
Oh,
way.
absolutely.
That
Absolutely.
would be
And I'm
so
excited
cool.
for that.
That would be probably like really difficult to do, and probably quite demanding for the hardware. But I can imagine like again, like being in some of these clubs, just partying with people, and then everyone would use some sort of like a glitch filter. Everyone would just like like this. It would go into some sort of spiral or something like that. Sharing this experience with others. It could be so cool. Nice.
Right, exactly. And um it's kind of a mind bender to think about, but they might all be experiencing different things too. Like
Yeah.
some people might have their glitch filter on and other people have like their Van Gogh filter, different stuff like that. Like who knows what we're all experiencing. But that's kind of like life anyway, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. It's really cool.
Iconic, iconic moments.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like if I wouldn't have my hands full with what I'm doing, yeah, I would probably at least try something like this. Just experiment with some filters and some cool stuff, or just some of these hex editors, just to take my favorite picture and see what happens, because it's really
Uh,
cool.
oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, it's exciting because people are, like I said, always discovering something new. Like You know, your guest you had last week, I'm in with the stress testing GPUs. That's such a cool idea.
Yeah,
I want to get like some old laptops that I don't mind messing up to try something like that.
yeah. I felt
Which you can probably, which you can probably get like at thrift stores and stuff like that.
yeah, yeah. This, and like a really cool thing about it is when you think about it, is that sometimes like when you discover something new like that, and you are the first person that's seen something, like the picture of the distortion of this particular way, like no one before you did it. And
Right,
if you are in some field like this, it's still like discovering new worlds, you know.
exactly. And that's kind of what drives me to keep experimenting. And that's probably the reason I get bored so easily because like even if you see variations of a thing, it's still kind of the same thing. So it's like, oh, I've seen that before. It's time for something new.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just you know, new is always better. Like the famous character of that TV show said, new is always better. I guess in glitch art it's true. It's double the truth. Yeah, maybe at the end, because I see that you are doing actually quite a lot of collaborations. Can you tell us more about how that works? So obviously you have a lot of connections, but still, how these collaborations work?
Yeah, that's one thing that's also been really exciting about the NFT thing is because there's more. It seems like there's more of a drive to do collaborations now for a lot of people. I've always really enjoyed doing collaborations, but like I said, there's the extra drive now because people. I feel like collaborations they often sell a little better. I guess because collectors are like, oh, this is a little even more rare because it's these two people interacting and who knows if they'll even collab again or that sort of thing. And so that makes it kind of fun. And it's always interesting to see like uh, I like collaborating with people that don't necessarily do glitch art too, because it kind of just adds like that extra layer of uniqueness and differentness to it. A lot of times, they'll just send me something and I'll play around with it for a while. And a lot of times I'll even a lot of my clouds I'll even just kind of set aside until I find something like a technique or a combination of techniques I think would work well for that. I have collabs that I'm still sitting on from like 2 or 3 months ago. But I try to keep in contact with them, like, hey, this isn't just because I don't like your work or whatever. I'm just kind of trying to find the right thing to work with this.
Yeah, I think it's like really interesting. Especially in the NFT space, what I see is that people are actually going in like in the same time into two different directions. They are specializing and going really deep in some areas, and they are doing the collaborations to fill the other areas. And then sometimes the same people are actually going very broad because they got maybe a little bit bored, as you are saying, with doing the same thing. So they are going into like a lot of different directions, but still they are going deep and they are filling up the gaps with the collaborations with different artists. So it's just mind blowing how this works. Yeah, it's just
Yeah, that's really true too. And I have nothing but respect for people that can stick to a really defined style. It's definitely not for me, but I think it's really cool how some people can commit to that and, you know, do variations of that and still keep it fresh. And, that's really fun. But I think even they do kind of yearn for that kind of different spin on their work. So that's probably why they often go for collabs. just
Yeah,
to
this
kind
is
of add a different perspective, different lens.
yeah, exactly, exactly. It's so interesting, so interesting. And I'm really curious how this is going to evolve because just like watching some people, what how long how long path they went in the past 3 months when most of them joined the space. Uh, just just really cool because like the space give them sort of wings, you know, to
Right.
start collaborating, start experimenting. Do
Oh
you?
yeah, definitely. And I think a lot of people they're being exposed to lots of different art. I know I've definitely seen like um different styles of art that maybe I was vaguely familiar with, but hadn't really explored in depth. And now, because I was kind of in my glitch bubble, I guess. I was a fan of other artwork, but most of my time was spent in glitch art spaces, and now I'm kind of in this place where I'm seeing just all kinds of different art, collages, and 3D work, and uh, animation, pixel art. There's so much going on, and I find it really inspiring, and it's almost distracting because it's like, oh wait, do I want to make pixel art now? Um, yeah, it's fun. It's definitely a really fun environment to be in. Uh, I wouldn't choose any other career, I don't think.
And because you said that you can't do photography, I know it's actually like really heavy if you are like going for the for like really like having all the stuff. It's huge bags and like you don't have one like one tool. It's just so many of them. But
Right.
do you take some pictures maybe with like phone because today's phones are better than the cameras a couple of years ago. So do you still do something in that like old field?
Um, I haven't really, I have a DSLR still. I haven't really taken it out in a long time because, like you said, you can get pretty accurate, pretty adequate pictures these days with a cell phone camera. And these circuit bit cameras that I'm making, they're actually um, they're originally marketed towards children,
Mm-hmm.
and they're little point and shoot cameras, and they weigh about 6 ounces. So you can literally just wear one as a necklace and forget about it. And so you basically just have this little glitch art, instant glitch art device that I can wear around my neck and forget about. And it's kind of funny, even these little kids cameras that are marketed towards children, they're better than point and shoot cameras from just 10 years ago in a lot of.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's mind blowing though. How the space is going so fast. Yeah, I think maybe like at the end, is there something that we missed, or some particular message that you would like to relay, or just use the space to tell to the others, maybe fellow artists or to the community?
Um, I thought, I'd be remiss not to mention a few artists that people should check out.
Mm-hmm.
I've been really a big fan of Stage Drug or Professor Rex. She's making some really cool, like, conceptual glitch art posters and stuff. Jake Golding art, he's making really cool paintings. Rare breeds. Um, of course, there's her doesn't need a shout out from me. There, she's got Midas hand. Pretty much everything she puts out there, she sells out instantly. Um, I also have a Twitter list of other transgender artists that people can find at tinyurl.com/transcrypto. And there's 40 artists on there, and they all make like exceptional work. But most of them are under 1,000 followers at the moment. They could really use some extra love.
Right.
So yeah, I guess that's it really.
Yeah, there was actually a little bit bad connection, some glitches there in the beginning, but that's okay. You can send me the Twitter links to all of these, and I will put it into the description of the video. So everyone that's watching in YouTube, you can just scroll down in the description, and you will see all the list of all the artists that Let's Glitch It just gave us. So check them out and give them a follow, because they are for sure very good ones and worthy of your attention, if I say it like that.
Awesome. Thank you so much for talking to me today. I can't believe I was really nervous about this, but that hour just flew by. I had a lot of fun talking to you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you too. Maybe we can sometime in the future do some exhibition in the space, in the actual virtual world. It wouldn't be just in the browser, but we could put your art into the like walls of the gallery, and or maybe even some sort of party like this. So we can collab with some people that have clubs and that are doing live events there, and you can put your stuff there, and it could be like really cool, I think.
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds like it'd be a lot of fun. Thank you.
Perfect. And the last thing is your links. How can people best reach to you? What's the best channel?
Probably the best place is just letsglitchit.com. I have like all my other links there, as well as like my exhibition history and general info about me on there.
Perfect. So I will put this link and all the others into the description of the video, so you can see it there. This is the website. Let's Glitch It mentioned, and that's it. So if you have some questions, you can drop them in the comments. If you liked it, you can click the follow on the video and also on Let's Glitch It account, because she's one of the OGs of the space. It's always good to follow them, because yeah, they are quite farther than the rest of us. So yeah, they're doing it for a little bit longer than just a couple of months. So perfect. Thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing your story and your art with us. I really loved it. And see you around. Goodbye.
No problem at all. Thank you for having me. Hope you have a good day.